right.
Yep.
We back.
We back.
What up? Decipher podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Been a good minute.
We're getting busy.
Yeah, man. Things are picking up for both of us.
Yeah, it's that time of the year.
I think it's safe to say. It's hunting season.
It's foraging season.
It's
time to gather.
It's real out there right now. So, as we're kind of alluding to, it's competition season.
Yep.
Mappy's a promoter, so he's also got a competition he's working on.
Oh, gosh.
And everyone's either tightening up the routines or...
Yeah, they're starting them.
We're just starting them. That sucks. I don't miss that.
Yeah.
Comp season. Shout out to y'all going through that grind.
Yeah.
It's
been tough a little bit.
It's all part of it, though.
Yeah, it's been tough.
It's all part of it.
I'm going in the 6th year, and every year it poses a different challenge. Oh, gosh.
Today I think we're going to talk about kind of just the dancer package, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like branding, headshots, reels. Like what do you need to succeed, or what's like a base jumping off point? And I guess we'll get into kind of how it used to be and then how it is nowadays, or just how it's evolved over time.
It's definitely evolved, especially with socials right now.
Oh yeah.
So much. Like, we didn't have IG back then.
No.
Just like MySpace. Shout out MySpace.
And that was like not video friendly.
Yeah.
It's all about the pictures on MySpace for dancers.
Pictures, yeah.
For dancers.
I remember when I started posting videos on there. I made a blog? We made a section where you could put like links on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I got known for that a little bit because I was like posting videos and stuff like that. Everybody went to my page. But yeah.
The good old days.
Good old days.
So yeah, I guess the earliest thing I can think of was a headshot and resume, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the basics.
Yep. The Zed Cards.
Oh.
The Zed Cards, for the youngsters that don't know, Zed Cards were like these...
Oh, God. I forgot
what
about
size
that.
Were they were like 5 by 8, maybe.
Oh, no, they're bigger than a business card.
They're bigger than a business card. And then you have...
It's almost like a flyer.
Yeah, it's almost like a flyer. And then you have like different poses in there. You would have your like commercial look, your athletic look, your Gap Target look, and your music video look. So like they're all like
all
in
these
there.
Normal shots everyone had. One on the street.
Yeah.
One in the studio.
Yep.
One just walking looking cool.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
It gave you this different like style. So like an agent or like a casting agent will look at it and be like, okay, he can do a Gap commercial, or he could be edgy and be in this music video.
Yeah.
That was the business card
for Hot Topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or Old Navy or something like that, or you could be that dancer in the back with a sweater. You clean cut, or you got a lot of edge.
Yeah.
Zed Cards.
Forgot about the Zed Cards.
Yeah.
Those died off quick, but those came in hard. People were like,
yeah.
All of a sudden, there's these flyers of people's faces everywhere.
Yeah. Like if you go to a local, printing place in LA, there's tons of them. You'll see them on the walls of
people still get them
of like actors and dancers
old
and
ones?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just like a little wall shrine of everyone that's getting printed. Maybe they still do them. I'm not really sure.
I could see at least a digital one or something.
Yeah. Well, now we have
video.
Instagram as our digital Zed card, right?
True that.
You get
so late. So just because it's like it stays, right?
Yeah.
So like in 2 years, it's like I don't want that on my Zed card.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lose that video.
Right.
So
it stays in there forever. It gets archived in there.
So that's like your Zed card stayed forever. Like your headshots from when you're 15 are still on the card, even though you're 21 now, and like you're trying to get these beer ads popping. You're like, still got the 15-year-old pic.
I know. I just posted this picture, my judging picture of today. I sent them my photo shoot from last year, but somehow they got a hold of my old one, which is still cool. I mean, it's a good photo, but I don't look like that. They're gonna be like, wait, oh, we're looking for Mappy.
They went for the young maps.
This was like
they don't got the wise maps.
Yeah, the clean cut one. I got a mustache now. You know?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, anyways, like, yeah, branding. I think.
So back in the day, there was what? Headshot, resume, then you kind of jumped to MySpace, digitally.
Yeah, but not everybody was doing that. If we're talking about like personal, like I mean traditional one, it was just like Zed card and a reel, like a dance reel.
Yeah, the reel. And then they start putting them on the DVDs.
DVD.
I'm saying, right?
Yeah, right? You're right. Yeah, you know, if you're lucky or if you have the budget, you would go and hire an editor and they'll cut one up for you. A lot of the software wasn't even available then. You know what I mean?
It was hard.
It was hard to edit a video, so you'd have to go seek someone to edit a video. Now we have editing software on your phone, so that's free. You know,
back in the day, you could edit if you paid for software, but if you didn't pay and you were broke, it was hard to get that.
And also, like, to access the files, right? Like, you only saw that shit on TV. It wasn't in YouTube. You know, like, you'd have to actually get a copy from the production team or, like, the videographers that shot whatever project that you were on.
Yeah,
it's very difficult. Yeah. And then they'll give you a copy, they hand you a DVD, and then you're going to be like, how do I export
this off there?
How do I rip this to the TV?
Do I just film the TV? Playing it? Yeah, dude, it was not easy to just...
Yeah, now it's just so easily accessible. Like, you can create a reel every day, every single day
Your Monday
that you
reel.
want.
Like, every time I dance on Monday, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, like, literally, it's called IG stories. You know what I mean? Like, you can, boom, 10 seconds here, and then, boom, I'm in this class, and boom, I'm taking a different class. You know, like... And you're watching it straight up, like almost real time. Like,
so how current does it have to be? Since it seems like it's a living thing now, it's not like some kind of preparation material for marketing. It's like a living, breathing thing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep that? How do you keep it going? How much is enough? How much is too much? You know what I mean?
Like, your personal branding? Yeah.
That's kind of where it's like I would question about that, since this is the new way to market yourself. This is the new Zed card, right?
Yeah.
How often do you have to put up something, and how often do you not have to put up something?
I feel like because me and you both don't post much.
I'm just busy, man.
Yeah, we're
it's not because I don't want to. I just
and I think we understand. Like, I mean, everybody knows that to stay relevant and stuff, you post as consistent as you can. But for me personally, like, I don't post as much because I don't want to put too much out there, you know. Also, I'm very busy. Like, I post mostly on my business accounts and my, you know, all that stuff. But
those all first.
Yeah, and sometimes I do get like, oh god, you're posting too much. I gotta take it down a little bit. But
because that's when you have a gap of time and you're just like, get it in. Yeah. I notice myself doing that too. I'm just like, fuck. Well, I got some time now.
I think there's levels to creating an online brand, and there's levels, and there's different approaches to it. Like, I think that you could be I personally think you always should be authentic, first of all. Like, there's people that just post just to post, right? And, you know, social media is such a curated type. You know, you only post the good stuff. But it depends on if you want to be that kind of dancer or creative that wants to be like hireable, or you just want to create a persona, right? So someone that's like, hire me as a dancer or choreographer, I would make my personal brand online presence more professional, so none of my vacation photos make it to my IG, you know, like, or, you know, things like that. Like, it'd be very just my work, like, where I've taught, very crafted, very curated, and all just headshots and photo shoots I may have done, and, you know, and
behind the scenes of gigs,
but, and there's others that, you know, just want to create a personal brand that just like post everything, right? They post their everyday lives, and then they're teaching a class. I think it really depends, but I think for me, number one, you have to be authentic, because I think that's the problem that everybody's like kind of saying about social media, because it seems fake. It seems like
okay, so people are bringing this up like that looks a little too sterile, a little too clean.
Yeah.
Okay,
or
I
like
just didn't know if they see that.
But as a creative, I think number one, I'll be authentic and post as much as you want, and
it's really you.
It's
There's
really
a rhythm
you.
to
Yeah,
it, for sure. And that's the thing, is like I'm trying to find my rhythm, and that's hard, man.
I know, especially with all the stuff that we're doing, like, but to stay consistent and relevant, I feel like that's really important. But it's up to the person as well. Like,
True.
If you're not the posting type that want to post everything, like, who cares?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't have time to like 10 or 11 at night, and I'm just wondering, like, should I just be the dude that posts at that time?
Right.
Because it's not optimal hours.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's like, but that's when I got time, like.
Yeah.
So things like that, I struggle with that too.
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm teaching class, and those are usually the best times to post, from 4 to like 8 p.m. right? Because that's when people get off work and all this stuff.
Exactly.
But I'm in class, so it's hard for me to post. So either like I'm posting like early in the morning, or like afternoon, or like late at night, after my classes.
Yeah,
but
after
at that
class,
point, I'm tired. I'm like, oh god.
It's like, I'm gonna sleep. No one's gonna see this.
Yeah, I mean, it takes discipline to create an online brand, but
that's tough, man. So that's kind of part of just today's normal
grind, I think.
Normal grind, right?
Yeah. And the kids are great at it. Like all the younger
easy.
generation. Yeah.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're great at it.
Yeah.
Because it is easy to do now.
I think it's also because they grew up on it, right? So if you think about it, they're like, I'm used to it. This is just part of it.
Yeah.
For us, we had to, we for me at least, like, it's not natural for me, like it wasn't like I'm always posting back, and like I was, and it was considered a lot for the community, maybe, like, oh wow,
because there's nothing else.
No one's really like doing it as much, but kids now like just post it, boom, it's there, IG story, boom, like I took the class, grabbed the footage, boom, as a studio owner, I've just recently discovered I've always been like about quality, so I'm always shooting everything on our DSLR, right? And the phone's finally caught up to the quality. So now what I figured out, what I'm doing at the studio, is I'm recording everything in class, and then I just airdrop it to everybody, and then they just do whatever they want with it, and they usually post it, and it's driven us like some activity on our socials and stuff like that, because everyone's sharing their class
out to their people.
Yeah. So I've been trying to be. I don't personally get to post because there's so much, but I'm catching up on it. But all my dancers are like posting.
That's dope.
Like there was like, I need to adapt to what they want, like before I would just like, it's on the DSLR, and then it'll take me, I have to import it and then upload it, and
find time to sit down, import it.
Yeah. And my mind was like, I need to be a higher quality for you to share it, like, but now it's finally caught up, so I'm good with it. I bought a little lens thing and a little gimbal, and like you can't tell anymore.
Yeah, right. Like, exactly, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, anyways,
so do you think the way people are marketing themselves has gotten stale? Like, what would you say about that part of the branding itself? You know what I mean? Because some people kind of have a logo, some don't. Mm-hmm. There's levels to it. You don't have to have it.
There's definitely levels to it.
But more so, like, I'm just kind of asking, like, what do you think people need to do these days, or what are you tired of seeing? Without saying people's names, but what kind of stuff are you? Because we're, we have these feeds, and these timelines, and for me, it's like, I don't do the mute thing much. I know you can start to mute people or whatever.
So
didn't
you
even know
see,
this.
Yes.
So I always see everybody's stuff. So when I have time, I'm actually going through everybody's shit. But I need time, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's, I guess my question is like, what are you kind of seeing a lot of, or what are you exhausted of seeing? From this kind of rhythm and self-promotion, the branding kind of thing.
I mean, you see a lot more class videos now, right? So if you take a class, and that's why I brought up the thing earlier, is like everybody wants to post the class videos, the class that they took. They want to post, they want to share with everybody like what they look like or how they did. So I mean, I see a lot of those. I don't know, I tend to like skip past a lot of the class videos unless it grabs my attention, right?
So when you see it's a studio, you kind of just keep moving.
Yeah, I mean,
you usually see like the room for the most part, right?
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, like, you know, it depends on the mood, my mood, you know, as a mood
and time,
consumer.
How much time,
yeah, like if I want to sit there and binge on like dance videos, then yeah, I'll watch every single one. But maybe I'll stop at a concert video or something that looks a little different than a class video. Because in my head, I can go back to those. You know what I mean? I could go watch them if I want to. Like, oh, what is that video? I could go back. But I see a lot of class videos. I don't know if I'm necessarily tired of it because, like I said, I skip past them.
Exhausted.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's also very like relevant, but it's also, I know that there's been people that talk about like, you know, how much you should post and, you know, what you should post and stuff like that. I think
that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because if you're following 100 people and they all follow this formula, it's still a lot.
Yeah.
Following 1,000 people, the formula is the same. It's still a lot. You know,
right.
Like
the scale of like quality over quantity is like, I don't know if it's getting smaller or more delicate.
Quality over quantity. Okay.
More delicate because before, like, it's quality over quantity, right? It's definitely quality first. Yeah. Now, you want, like, kids consume so much, so they want to see more.
Yes.
Right? Like, let's talk about vlogging, right? For example, like a little off tangent, but I'll tie it back. Like vlogging, like that used to be not a thing, right? Now, when people vlogged their vacation, right? That was cool. You got to watch like a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of montage of their vacation. But now there's daily vloggers, so people want to consume their lives every day now. So tying it back to dance, some people like to see that, you know, all the class things. But to me, also like going back to what I said about being authentic, like, if you want to show your journey as a dancer, that's cool. If you want to document, like, here's my class and like, oh, here's what I learned from this choreographer and what I could grow from, as opposed to just like, here's a class, here's a video. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of watch it for something else, not just you dancing, because everybody sees a dance video, you know.
Exactly.
Everybody sees you killing in a dance video, but like, what did you learn from it? Like, maybe write a comment. You know, that would, for me, as an older dancer, like, I would appreciate that. You know, like, I can read a caption and be like, oh, that's what you learned. You learned
that's what you
technique
got out of
it. or what you didn't like out of it. You know, yeah. But and then some, there, like you said, there's levels to this, right? But some are like choreographers. I'm talking about choreographers, not just dancers, not the ones that just take class and post their videos, right? Choreographers that actually sell themselves, their profiles, their online brand is like, it's a persona they've created, like this great persona of them, that they're deep artists, and you know, like, they're just always, everything that they see or like look at is so like artistic, you know, the photos that they take or the
they find art in everything,
and the way that they curate their IG is like, okay, this is what you're trying to present to everybody. That's a different level, that's a different kind of thinking, you know what I mean? And that person either is like very like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to market to this kind of community. You get what I mean? Like, but there's ones just like, here, this is my recent work. You know, there's levels. So
yeah, there's definitely levels to it.
How about you? What do you think? What are you tired of seeing right now?
I don't know. It's hard to say, really. Like, yeah, it's hard to say. I'm just. I guess I'm tired of seeing class, like, in the sense of just like class. You know what I mean? Like, post your class. If you teach every week, I know you got class footage, dog. Like every week, like, you know, I get it. So for me, it's like post the ones that mean the most, or post the ones that someone random came. And oh yeah, Frank came and freaking. It's been a minute since I seen him, so you know I'm gonna post this one. I ain't danced with Frank in years. Cool. That's what I guess for me. It's like give it some value again. The ones that are in a studio, that are class or rehearsal or whatever. Like don't just post it because you just did it.
Yeah, exactly.
To prove you did it. Like, yeah, see, I did it. Yeah. Next week you could be here. It's like I don't know. For me, like start to try to give it value, show it importance. That's kind of my thing about it. It's like what you're kind of saying, but it's
for
like,
sure.
It's like, yo, like, make me care, make me want to stop.
Yeah.
Unless it's just, oh yeah, cool, another piece you made in 2 hours or 30 minutes.
Yeah, and whatever. Even that, if you mention that, like, I made this piece in 2 minutes, you know, like, would be even more engaging than like, here's a piece. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but
you know, like the process, if it's a choreographer, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's going back. It's like very, like this balancing thing now, because now people want to consume. Like, quality is also very important nowadays. Like, I feel like if you are posting more stuff, then you will see more growth in your IG if that's what you're trying to do. Like, as a personal brand, you'll see more growth because you're posting consistently, right? That's what I notice. Like, if you post less, you won't have as much growth because that people are less inclined to like subscribe or follow or engage. You know what I mean? Because you're not posting much, so you're not gonna check. You know, but like I hardly post anymore, and I know I should. But if I do post more, or if I start to like put together my personal brand again, because I've been focused on the business, the studio, you know, I would carefully curate my feed, like just the stuff that is quality, like you were saying. Like I would take it back there and like try to post as consistent, but not like saturating. You know, like, oh, this fool again. You know, like, and then show more behind the scenes. I think. Yeah. That's what people are more engaged with now. Like, how did you get to that end product? You know, I think people are so intrigued by it. So, yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, make it interesting, make it different, and I think it also just falls back on just the people itself. You know, a lot of people are just dancing. Like, I had to teach, so I just made something to just teach. Yeah. Cool, you know, if it's just microwavable food, then it's just microwavable food. But if you're actually like trying to make some soul food, you know, it takes a little time and it means a lot more to you. It'll kind of just show through your post and even how you present it, right? Like. So
authenticity. That's always a hard word for me to say. Authenticity. Yeah.
Authenticity.
Yeah, there you go. That's always been a hard word for me to say, but that is, I think, it's really important.
For sure, especially in the arts. That's kind of what it's about, right? Yeah. And so, being so easy to give this art from video, I feel like that part of it is declined. You know what I mean? Or it's only shared for the personal, in-person, intimate experience. You know, like when you go take a class, they'll sit down and like be intimate with you, but you don't get that through like
the feed. Through swiping
or less. So.
Yeah. You taken a class recently, right?
Oh man, I did.
You transitioned a little bit.
I did, yo. 11 years, son.
It's been 11 years since you took class?
Yeah.
Holy.
I always say that. When I said that to a couple people, they're like, no, whatever. Wow. And I was like, do the math. Yeah.
Wow.
10 at the 10 at the least. But I'm saying 11.
That's a long time, bro.
Who are you telling?
Yeah, I haven't taken class in a few months. Like, I've been teaching still, but I haven't taken class. I'm going to take class tomorrow, actually, but because someone's coming through. One of our old dancers. But how was it? How was the class?
Oh, man, that was quite an experience. I'll just say that.
Yeah?
We saw an old friend, dancer friend. He came back same night randomly, and it was about 6 months for him. And let me just say, he don't look rusty. But that motherfucker is dope anyways.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. We're just going to keep him
sometimes
anonymous.
It's just there, it's like, it's there. And
6 months off,
that's still
I have no doubts.
Yeah.
Someone that caliber, I have no doubts.
Yeah,
6 months off. But,
yeah.
I gotta take another class because I have to redeem myself.
Yeah.
I can't make that be the last class I've taken. It was bad.
Yeah. Maybe you just need to take a different class, like more, like a warm-up class, like a something.
Dude taught good. Class was cool. Like,
yeah.
I just don't like the song. And the choreography was explained to me as being a trial at some experimental different things. But I felt the toolbox only had a few tools, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so it's like dancer saying that choreography snob in me just started to be like, yo, son, go to damn Sears and get some more tools.
So it's like someone saying the pool is like 12 feet deep and you jump in that motherfucker, it's only 5 foot. It's not that
pretty
deep.
much. I was gonna say 3. Yes. Yeah.
So it makes it seem like it's like deeper than it was, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, and it gets confusing then because it's like, use that tool for this, and it's like, but I use that tool for this. Oh no, but you can use that for this. It's just like, why don't you just get the other tool that's better? You know what I mean? Like, you could actually make moves and movements that make your life a little easier than having to do the same kind of things.
Yeah.
And just changing the direction, or doing it with this hand now with the same thing. So. Like,
what would you say? Like, we've all experienced taking the class, right? Where it's like, oh, this song, damn, I gotta dance to this one.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say? Like, if you took yourself out of that situation, just dealing with the song part, like, how would you like process that? Would you like just like push through? Like, what was your mental like? What were you thinking?
I still bust. I just was not trying to kill it like at the Grammys behind the artist. But I was like, I was definitely like trying to like get it in, but I wasn't like.
You wasn't inspired.
I wasn't like trying to like really like with the face and then the vibe. It wasn't. We weren't trying to get there with it, but trying to get there in time and hit the move for sure. But, so in terms of the music, that's kind of how I approach it. Just like, okay, I'm not gonna sell you a dope performance because I'm just not feeling this, but I'm not gonna discredit your choreography or myself and not trying because I don't like the song. You know what I mean? So,
right. And then
I just kept getting confused because it was the same freaking moves.
So the music already made you disconnected from the movements, or with the movement and the music, because you first like you didn't like the song, and then the movement was kind of like the same.
Well, he taught the moves first.
Okay.
And so by the time we kind of got into the second round of the same moves, and I was getting confused before the music played, I was kind of just like, maybe the song loops and it's like
a same pattern or something. He's trying to go with a vibe or something.
So I kind of thought, maybe he's trying to be one of them quirky producer dudes who like loop the thing but change it. Let's see. And then when the song came on, it was like, oh no, this is not. I had something else in mind for you, homie.
So, but you pushed through?
Oh, yeah.
You learned
I stayed, danced in my little space because it got packed.
Yeah. Well, how did you feel about the like, how
he could teach.
Yeah.
No problem. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Good teacher. Young kid. Just got more time. I just feel like, I don't know, man. Like, people sometimes, I could tell they made something because they had to, not because they wanted to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when that's presented, for me, it's a turn off. You know, it's like, yo, you felt like you had to have 16 8 counts, and so you pushed to get 16 8 counts, and you finished and you got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of being like, I made 16, but I can only teach y'all 10 because it's hard, and let's make sure we get this 10 dope.
Yeah, or 2 even.
You know, yeah. And I think that's just a wisdom, maturity thing.
Yeah.
Because he was younger. But I feel like that's just another thing that I don't know how we teach these people that, or how they learn this.
Yeah.
Because, as a choreographer, you start to take class less because you're creating, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know if you're going to know that or learn that being a choreographer and looking outside of your own realm.
I mean, we're dropping a jewel right there. That's pro tip number 1. Like, if you are a youngster and you're getting in the teaching game and stuff like that, I think what a lot of mistake that young choreographers do when they first teach is they try to overcomplicate their choreography sometimes, so then everyone is gonna think that their choreography is this dopest thing, right? And it's overcomplicated. And there's like what we were mentioning earlier, there's levels to things, right? So if you're in the class, for me, like, I've experienced that there's a different way of thinking of choreographing. Why can't I not? Choreographing. Why can I say that? I've been saying this word for like over 20 years. Choreographing for a class, and choreographing for a piece for a set, or choreographing even for a master class or a weekly class. There's levels and degrees to it. So going back to the youngster, like, don't overcomplicate it. Just have fun with it and and focus on the class learning it. You know what I mean? Like, and not necessarily getting through 16 8 counts.
Yeah, at the finish.
Yeah, like definitely I've been in some class where like, we only got to 2 8s because the 2 8s was the most complicated thing, But
you felt you kind of learned something.
We learned something. We didn't push through 8 8 counts or 16 8 counts or whatever.
Yeah.
To like just to get through your choreography, so that we can all learn what you created. It's fine. Like, you gotta make sure that the class is your focus. Are they learning? Are they
actually soaking this up, or are they just trying to keep up because you're just keeping a crazy pace? Yeah. So for me, I started to experience a little bit of that, where it was just like, we're already over time. You want to teach some more. People don't even have it flawless, but
you want to do small groups.
And then you're going to want to do small groups, but you still got to finish teaching the last bit just because.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. That's your art, but
it's also an experience maybe on his part.
Yeah. I just think it's something that you kind of learn over time.
Yeah.
With wisdom. You either taken a class and had it happen to you, or you sat and watched someone else do it, or whatever. But
yeah.
That was.
How was the pickup for you? 11 years. So that's kind of a long time, right? So it takes a little bit of adjusting to like train your brain to like think that way.
I had trouble with the mirror, looking at him and then the mirror and being confused again. Like, that part of it got to me. I was able to retain like patterns, so it's like that to that to that to that, and then that to that. Okay, that part was not too bad, but angles and like, is that his left foot or is that my right foot? Or wait, I'm looking at the mirror, so that's his right foot. Okay. Like, that took a little longer for me, but it was just confusing because of the moves. Because again, I'm using limited amount of moves, and I got 16 8s to use 10 moves. And there's and counts. And India counts. So it's like, I need more moves. I need more moves so that
you could
this part of the
distinguish.
song is special and that part is special. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because then it's just like, okay,
you get confused with what part you're in.
These 4 moves go to this spin.
I feel you.
And there's another 4 moves that go to the same spin, but it's different.
So
4
you're
moves.
spinning out maybe, and you're like, wait, I'm in that wrong part.
I jump to a whole different segment just because it's like we're doing the same whole setup.
Yeah, because it feels the same. Yeah.
So I had a lot of that. So for me, picking up, it's hard to gauge because I had that happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it was because of the tools, the amount of tools in the box.
Yeah.
So it was. It's not going to be my last class. I can't
do a redemption.
I gotta have a redemption class. I just don't know when and where yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. But I only went because I had a coworker who wants to take a hip hop class.
Yeah,
and I was trying to be a gentleman and bring her to a class. And
oil some of those joints.
Shams.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy about learning dance, it could be 11 years, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 weeks, it could be 2 days. You get kind of, the pickup gets a little slower each time. Like whether it's you having to adjust and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just the practice and constant learning. But off tangent, like we learn as dancers, we learn so many combinations.
Yeah.
So many combinations. We always talk about MMA, right? And I forget this kid's name. He just beat Anderson Silva.
Oh, Israel Adesanya?
Adesanya.
Yeah. He's a beast.
He's a fucking dancer. He's a dancer. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, he dances. He freestyle dances. And it's pretty, it's legit.
Pretty good.
He's pretty good. It's not I kind of dance. But he's, in there. He knows Pop and Pete. He knows Mr. Wiggles. He's dropped their names and stuff like that. But he would talk about, how he applies this flow in the octagon, in fighting.
Because he's, a long-time kickboxer, too, so...
Right. So, he's not thinking jab, elbow,
jab, cross.
His flow is like a freestyler. So if you're a mixed dancer, which we're trying to coin that, you heard it here. If you're trying to be a mixed dancer, right? So you're doing, we have video now. So if you're doing Fresno's and then boom, you switch it up. You're in a flow, then you're in house mode. So he says that when he learns choreography or when dancers learn choreography, you're learning combinations for days, so his flow is when he applies it to martial arts, he can go from Muay Thai to traditional karate stance or kickbox, or but he got the movements down.
He could transition.
So I think it's amazing as dancers can learn like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Because in martial arts, you're learning even boxing, jab, straight, hook. There's several moves, but you're only doing that much, Yeah,
exactly.
But in dance, it's limitless. So
yeah, exactly. The range is wide open.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I'm glad you took class.
Thanks, man.
Dope.
Thanks. It was it felt good to sweat. I didn't feel nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna be really nervous, but I wasn't nervous. I just definitely felt rusty. Moving is okay, I can get there in time, but it doesn't feel normal.
How's the conditioning?
Conditioning is always a work in progress.
Yeah.
But
having to be there for an hour class and stuff like that.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal. I guess I just had, when I stopped dancing and taking class, I was really set in my way of how I was doing things. Remember, I had my own choreo, teaching with the music. I had my own thing.
Your own process.
So that I think really messed me up too.
Right.
I think that it took me a long time, 2 days after, to kind of realize oh shit, I came from doing something completely different. How I was doing it when I was doing it, and before I stopped. So.
Yeah.
It kind of hit me yo, you weren't even teaching like this, with counts. And I just play the music. I had a whole different
process.
rollout. So it was hard for me because he taught like 2, almost 3 eighths with no music, and then played the song 2 times, and I'm like, fam, I need the beat. I need to keep hearing this shit. I can't just, you know what I mean?
And then you get thrown off because you're hearing something else. You've not made up, but you've processed this beat that or rhythm he's doing, and then you hear it. It's like completely different. Yo, I've seen someone teach the entire class, and didn't play the song until he finished teaching the entire.
That is horrible, G.
The entire piece.
It's the complete opposite of me. That is literally the complete opposite of how I did it.
And I'm telling you that it was we a easy piece. It was hard. I didn't take class.
Witnessed this.
We came to this grand opening. I'm not going to disclaim names because
no. Anonymous. You're protecting the guilty.
Because this choreographer is probably one of the most amazing choreographer in the community, right?
Okay.
It's for opening of a studio, so we come. We know he just started. We didn't watch started teaching. We came when he started. We came when he walked in, but we were chilling. You would hear music if they would run it through.
It's a studio,
and so we're like, it's been an hour, right? So we make our way, like, we want to see what they're doing. So they're doing the counts, cool, as a whole class. The class was packed in a small studio, and then he does the demo already. He's like, okay, let me show you guys, and it was the entire thing with music by himself first, and then the class did it, but somehow they did it. They were all killing it.
They got it.
They got it.
Because he can teach it. Yeah.
And probably what another thing was, they probably seen this piece perform, so they have an idea.
It wasn't brand new.
Yeah, because it's a big name choreographer. Okay. So they're probably watched
playing
it on.
Playing the greatest hits, kind of. Gotcha.
So they probably like knew it. But he taught, I've never seen anything like that. He taught the whole thing without playing music.
That shit drives me crazy.
Whoa.
That shit drives me crazy.
It's crazy, bro. But they all did it. They were all loving it because it was him.
And it was
the
good
piece.
Company. That's cool. But hey, I need some fucking music, G. Like, you can't do that to me.
Yeah.
We're here to dance to some music. Unless we're doing some kind of like experiment where it's like, go with my vibe. When I change my tempo, you gotta change it with me. Like, okay, cool. But I need the damn music, son.
Yeah.
You cannot.
At least after an 8 count.
Let me get a taste. let me get a taste. Just play it once. Let me get a taste. Just like
a little bit.
Boom. Oh, it's an 808. All right. Like, let me get something. Yeah, that drive me crazy because I was like, this dude is singing, like for real singing, and I can't sing, so I give it up. But I need the damn music.
Something. Give me a rhythm,
and
a tempo.
Boom. 3/8 in. He played the beat twice. He's like, y'all good? No. Like, it's like,
play one more time.
I've heard that song 2 times in my life, and it's right now. Like I've never heard this song.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, it was an interesting experience, man.
Yeah.
But it won't be my last.
What other things did you were going through? Like, for those OGs that are listening right now and want to try to take a class,
want to jump back in the pool,
dip your toes a little bit.
I would definitely say dip your toe. Don't jump in, because I jumped in. I went straight to like a hard class.
Yeah.
I thought it was all levels. Sadly mistaken.
Sometimes when they say all levels, it means it's advanced usually.
Usually it means advanced, and I'll help the struggling cats. This one didn't even say all levels. I just made it up that it was all levels. So I really messed myself and my friend up. So
how were your friends?
Oh, they were hating it. The whole next day at work, they were like, "You're
that was hard.
Fucking liar. You're a liar. That was not easy."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, public service announcements, all you youngsters. Teach the class, like, and make sure the class is getting it.
Not your homies. Your homies are going to pick it up. But
no one's gonna judge you if you didn't teach all 8 counts or 4 8 counts of your piece, because you're gonna demo that shit anyways at the end, because everybody does that shit.
You're gonna show
them how dope your choreography is, and they're gonna see the whole thing. Yes, you want them to learn the cool combination that you made up, that cool rhythm that you made up, but like most importantly, the class is like what's more.
That's most important.
I just repeated it, but. Yeah, teach the class. If you get through 1 8 count, 1 8 count. Like 2 8's cool. Like
yeah, I guess for me, the more of a foundation you can set in the beginning, the better it is going to be later. So playing the music earlier, letting people feel more comfortable in the pocket earlier, I think benefits you later.
Yeah.
Than trying to give them a lot of intel and then have them fit in the pocket later.
Yeah.
I think they still have to adjust from that moment, right?
Yeah.
So might as well let that moment be earlier so that they can settle in and
for sure
grow. So I guess for me, that's like my little feedback.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of thing, like.
Yeah, going off of that, just like echoing what you were saying, like. I mean, I'm not gonna call myself a master teacher or anything like that, but I've been teaching for way over like close to 20 years now. Like, when I teach a class at a higher level, what's really important is to get that pocket first. If at least get that 8 count solid, and if you have to rush through your third or 4 8 counts or your last 4 8 counts, at least they're gonna have an understanding of your vibe and your rhythm and that pocket and that tempo, you know, like all that stuff. And then you can go and be like, okay, challenge yourself and learn these 4 8 counts at the end. But at least you know
where I'm at.
Where you're at. Yeah, like you're telling that your class at, get this 4 8s. That's what's more important to me. If you wanna, I'm gonna push this next 4 8s. If you want to teach all your shit, push this 4 8s. But like that's for your mental capacity, not for class. So if you want to like just teach all of it, go ahead. But like make sure that they have like, start with an 8. Like teach the 8, play the music. Have them vibe out, make sure that's a solid foundation, right? You got that base of your 8 count.
Exactly.
People can like, okay,
people have some comfortability
something with that 8 count. Don't rush through 3 8s or 4 8s or whatever, or like whatever, however chunk you want to get through. Have them do something solid and then build on it. Like a lot of the younger ones just want to get through, or inexperienced. I shouldn't just say younger. Inexperienced.
Less experienced.
Less experienced choreographer or teacher. They want to rush through all their choreography because we get so excited. We've all been there. I've been there.
Super
like,
proud.
You're super proud. I've been there where I just rush through an
Same
8.
here.
I still do it. Like,
sometimes that's kind of part of the drill.
Yeah.
You're trying to cram all this choreo down their throat to see how they handle it.
Yeah.
Totally get that too.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be your norm. But you know.
It shouldn't be the norm, particularly at a weekly class setting where you get new people all the time. But
you don't want that.
You don't want that. A team, cool.
Competition team. Jam them up. Yeah.
Pick up. You know, like, I mean, I know in LA they learn so much. You know, so they can film the videos at the end, which is kind of very, very unfortunate. It should always be the class first before the class footage, right? You see a lot of that stuff there, but. Yeah, like as a choreographer, don't rush through it. Make sure not everyone's gonna like the music. Not like everyone's gonna be vibing with you. Not every, you know, like especially if you're new and your people are brand new are gonna be there.
Like beginners.
But at least like have the whole class get a piece of you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all in here. What's deep in your heart?
So deep. On that note, we're about to end this. Hit us up with some feedback, some comments, questions, things you want us to talk about in the next episode.
Yeah.
It was good kicking it. It's been a minute.
Been busy.
Been busy. It's comp season. So for sure, look out for something from us at least once a month, let's say. That's fair enough. And until next time, we out. Decipher Podcast.
Peace.